like, just, I have nothing to do with it. I got blamed for it before I even knew what it was. And I asked him, I said, why did you do that? Like, why would you put it on me? And he's like, there had to be a sacrificial lamb to save Joseph, so why not you? He's like, you're forgiving, you'll get over it, no problem. He's like, you gotta be kidding me. So I got thrown into this, and I got accused of doing all of this. I mean, I've never doxed anybody. Yeah, it's absolutely insane. The way that, I mean, JB, I don't even know if he knows why he hates me so much.
Hmm. Yeah, I think you know, it is what it is. I don't think anybody's suffered any repercussions from any of this. It's all just pot stirring, and people are having fun creating the dopamine. I hope people think that this is a game and not literal, because this isn't the real world. Shaking palms and meeting people. Howard, welcome to Chillas and Brain Rot Clowns. How are you, Howard?
Doing good, John. Yourself?
I'm doing good. We just came back from a mission on the campaign where we generated a lot of signatures, and we were on NPR, and it comes out Monday.
Good job. And I heard you were down in Bloomington. Way to go.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to joke about that. I didn't hear that.
No. So, John, Scott Jones called me a jerk about 4 weeks ago. Can you pull that tape on it, please?
You want to talk about a snake? He's a real snake. He's that slippery little, individual who loves to play both sides of the fences, but he's only on one side. That's the kind of guy he is. But I can't pull that for you, obviously. I mean, it would be impossible for me to find where that is exactly. That's the thing is, people want to use their memories on this app all the time and run their memory, as opposed to being in the now. The greatest thing about recording Clubhouse is you can just let it go. Just let it appear, drift away, and then the next day it appears again and just drifts away. But, that's the thing is, people call me crazy for recording all of this. It's like, why are people coming here and talking all the time but not creating a product? I went to a farmer's market and I see how hard people work to create all these products, they sell at the farmer's market. I'm creating product for the global digital community, of consumers. There's no inventory. It's just gigabyte transfer. So it's like, I think what I'm doing is pretty smart compared to a lot of people who come here and just get angry all the time, road rage, and project on me everything, that they wish they were doing with their life onto me.
It's a good point, John, and you very much, and not that I totally agree with everything you're doing, but you definitely have a mind of an entrepreneur. And a lot of times entrepreneurs are like the least popular, and everyone's around you telling you that there's no way you're going to succeed, but you've got to have the inner belief and that vision, and no one can take away your vision, that's for sure.
Well, see, it is a vision in a way, but at the same time, I mean, I'm just mirroring, what other people are doing. And I don't know, to me, it's fun. I feel like this is the next level game theory in communication, relationships, maybe compression or consolidation. So, but see, I want to read all the time. That's what I would prefer we were all doing, that we were actually educating each other as opposed to screaming at each other. So that's, really my bait and switch for everybody is, hey, can I read a poem to you? Can I read a page from a book? Because I am trying to help people and help myself in the process. But, recording the drama is a little bit like television, because, you spent a lot of time watching television and movies over the years. And I see that this experience, in a way, is kind of like the same thing, because if you never met anybody from this app or had any interaction with them or any kind of process or business or anything, it's a little bit like just listening to an audiobook. And it's the dumbest audiobook you could have ever chosen in the audiobook store. So the joke's on you. But see, I'm recording it all, and in a way I'm creating like a parallel society to the app itself on YouTube, and creating a very lazy man's network of individuals that I'm connected to, because they know that they're in my recordings, and if they come on this app, there's a very high probability that they're going to be on YouTube, and I think a lot of people like that. Some people hate it, but some people like the fact that I'm publishing their show, and Pepe is probably one of them because being a pathetic loser, and having somebody record everything you do and say is probably pretty entertaining to that individual. But I would just submit that he is a racist, bigoted, low IQ schmuck who loves to hear his own voice, and that's not projection. I think I'm accurately describing Pepe without projecting myself. So now that we've gotten through all of that, does anybody want to hear a 60-second poem?
Go for it.
Okay, this is called There's Nothing Ahead by Rumi. Lovers think they're looking for each other, but there's only one search, wandering. This world is wandering that, both inside one transparent sky. In here there is no dogma and no heresy. The miracle of Jesus is himself, not what he said or did about the future. Forget the future. I'd worship someone who could do that. On the way you may want to look back, or not, but if you can say there's nothing ahead, there will be nothing there. Stretch your arms, take hold of the cloth of your clothes with both hands. The cure for pain is in the pain. Good and bad are mixed. If you don't have both, you don't belong with us. When one of us gets lost, is not here. He must be inside us. There's no place like that anywhere in the world. Okay, this one's called Walking Out of the Treasury Building. Lord, the air smells good today, straight from the mysteries within the inner courts of God. Grace like new clothes thrown across the garden. Free medicine for everybody. The trees in their prayer, the birds in praise, the first blue violets kneeling. Whatever came from being is caught up in being, drunkenly forgetting the way back. One man turns and sees his birth, pulling separate from the others. He fills with light, and colors change here. He drinks it in, and everyone is wonderfully drunk, shining with his beauty. Can't really say that I feel the pain of others, when the whole world seems so sweet. Face to face with a lion, I grow leonine. Walking out of the Treasury building, I feel generous. Anyone still sober in this weather must be afraid of people, afraid what they'll say. Enough talking! If we eat too much greenery, we're going to smell like vegetables. So what do you think about those poems? Mysterious? Mystical? Illuminating?
What did you take from them? Either of them. Start with the first one.
Rumi mostly deals with the self, and they're fun. I mean, I'd have to go through them again to like point out some, observations, but those are kind of just like fun little poems, I would say, in a way. They're mystical, and they're supposed to be illuminating. That's why I said that. But I could also read you some Bible flashcards. You know, you get criticized on this app for everything you say, everything you do. And that's a Zen saying is, you know, it's like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. That's life. You're damned if you're silent. You're damned if you speak. So that's the way things go. But the greatest thing about recording myself is any accusations that people make against me, even though they may make me angry at times, it's all on it's all on live stream. So it's like I don't have to worry about it because I'm so transparent that nothing sticks to me. Because all I have to do is say, hey, go to my YouTube. Everything I hear, everything I say on here, I live stream it face to face. So it clears up a lot of drama for me that essentially I can laugh at everybody because I don't have to worry about, you know, their accusations or their slanders, their libels, their defamations. It's a quick, easy way to use the app. And I'd say most people should do that in life. The thing about social media is most people are so concerned about their employer and having any personality on the internet and saying anything which is controversial, amateurish, or childish, that no one wants to risk their credibility or their professionalism by being a dissenter, a complainer, or a criticizer on the internet because it's too detrimental to one's standing. Because if you get Googled and somebody attaches you to your employer, you're fucked. So we have a surveillance society embedded within the social media industrial complex, which really is probably preventing a lot of social change. And X is that good example where that's the only platform that has opened up where you can criticize the government, but also do it anonymously. So it's not just the government, it's everything. But anyways, Bima, any other questions, thoughts, ideas, or opinions in chillism, brain rot clowns?
No, I don't think so.
I think we ran the full circle here. We did it again, ladies and gentlemen. So what are you going to do the rest of the night, Bima?
Well, I have a bunch of begonias that I need to water, and I'm doing some organizing of a particular begonia branch where I'm from. So I'm working on that, trying to get the begonias out there, I want to make begonias like a household name. I want people to have, like begonia rexes and maculatas, and I want people to be able to to know and identify these beautiful plants. They're so gorgeous, and they're so fun. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do a little bit of reading. I have a couple things that I'm reading. I created on ChatGPT, which is a wonderful tool, a 12-month reading schedule for myself, all focused on rationality and reason. And I gotta be honest, a lot of that is heavy reading, so sometimes I have to reread, and then reread, and then reread it. And then what else? Oh, and then my last thing that I'll do is I am sewing my 4x4-inch square today. Every day I do like a diary. I do like a slow stitch. So I take just a piece of fabric, I cut 4x4 inches, so it's like a square, and I decorate it. I'll just embroider it with a particular leaf or flowers or something that I found today.
Yeah. There's.
Wait, hold on, Pepe. Pepe's got a new room going, Pepe. Bima.
The asterisk part doesn't make sense because Adams and I were never enemies.
Damn, there are so many Anons in this room right now. It's hilarious.
We were all friends with him, so.
Bima, go in there and tell them what you just told me. It'll help clear this up for them.
What's going on, dude?
Oh, no idea.
It's in White America, the house, and the name of the room is There Is No Clip.
I don't know. But it is silly. Very silly. But what's really funny is that
What do you want, Jarl? I heard you say you're a communist socialist today. How pathetic. When did your dick shrivel up and fall off and you grew a pussy, Jarl? When did your pussy grow in?
Once he ended up whoever came into this room, it's kind of and then we're talking through,
Oh, you got a brain.
Messaging
You
in
think.
the chat, I'm talking from on the stage, and then he comes on stage and we start talking.
Like, how many
And then
views
it's
do you
kind of
get
like,
off this? Do you make money?
Yeah.
all of this
And
kind
we're
of
running for
started
Congress, and we raised $600.
when,
What's up, Bima?
the drama between JB and myself
Right,
and
you've been doing
others
this for like
started.
thousands of
So
hours and you've
we
only
naturally
raised
delved
$600.
into that.
Go ahead, Bima. We don't need Jarl's negativity here. Go ahead, Bima.
Where's the room?
It's in the house White America, unless you're blocked from it, or somebody's got you
What's
blocked.
your YouTube channel that you're reposting all this onto?
Just click my profile, Jarl. You know how the internet works? I don't have time to explain to you how to do things, dude.
So I thought it was funny because we were talking about that girl that got stabbed in Charlotte, and then when he came in the room, like naturally the conversation started between us.
You want to do a fundraiser for me, Jarl, or you just want to sit here and Q&A me and roast me?
That was not why we opened up
I'm just
a
trying
room
to
earlier.
understand the weird, like,
I've thought this
recording
content
other
has been
people's
kind of
rooms,
boring.
like,
JB, however,
I'm just trying to understand.
Weird!
very stubborn.
I love it when people use the word weird. That's like the lowest form of evidence I've ever heard. Weird! You know what, Jarl? You might be weird, Jarl.
Yeah, I am weird. Everyone on this app is a little bit weird.
They will continue
Or
to
odd
do
or
this
strange.
as
It's really weird. I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, how?
They said that.
I'm looking at your website. I don't see a link to your YouTube channel. Like,
But
what's
I
the
also
point
thought
of
they
all
said that they weren't going
like
to
recording rooms?
talk about me.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing with my life, Jarl. It wasn't exactly how I planned
I'm not
everything.
shocking anything. You know, like, insulting you. I'm just trying to understand, like, what are you doing? What is the point of all this?
You just have to look at my YouTube to
So
figure
I've
it
been saying
out.
this from the get-go,
Okay.
and
I'm trying to find
I've said it in my rooms that I would make.
It's in my profile.
Show the fucking.
There's a link to my YouTube in my
If
profile.
I'm lying, you guys said you had the clips. Then sometimes, I'd hear one of them, but like kind of.
I don't know how it works, but I only see the link to your website.
And it's just, I thought you guys had.
Oh, there's a second link. You gotta click the
Now
down
tonight,
maybe.
they admit that they do not have clips. She said, we just need to find the smoking gun, the clips. Yes, that's exactly what you need to
I
do.
can't get in the room. They got me blocked.
John Kitover.
Can you do us a
There's no
favor?
link
Please
to your
don't make
YouTube
this
channel.
Hold on. Rich, don't interrupt me like that.
She's gonna do it.
It doesn't matter. Just let me run the show.
Let me run the show. See?
Dude, stop. Now, when it comes to, because I lose my train of thought. That's why I get really pissed off when people do that.
It's so stupid.
God damn, what was I saying?
You can't even maintain a fucking coherent thought.
No, I said find the smoking gun.
So Pumpkin is a new profile for Rich.
And so I ended up, so basically they said that, they either say they had them or, oh yeah, it was recorded, we just need to find it with John Kitover. John Kitover goes on stage and he says, yeah, dude, it wasn't recorded, I don't have a clip of it. Amazing, so the clip doesn't exist. Now, mind you, I know the clip doesn't exist because I never said any of that shit. Never said it. So, if I know that I never said a name of an employer, never said a name of a family member, if I never said your
So
address,
Bima
any
is
of this
about to
stuff,
drop
which
the
was
bomb that it
JB's
was
initial
Rich,
claim,
and Rich is going to take claim
then
for
you
doxing
can't
all
find
these
a fucking
people
recording.
and giving their
Now,
information
I
to
did say,
chaos
like,
agents. Yeah, yeah.
this, somebody off the app had,
So,
had access to
again, like, you're
their
probably gonna, like,
LinkedIn or
think
something
I'm,
like
like,
that. I said,
pushing or
yeah,
whatever, but
his
there's no
job
one in the
history
room,
doesn't
right?
sound like
It's not
makes
like
a lot
I'm,
of
like,
money.
trying to, like, look cool or anything, but,
No,
like,
there's people watching the YouTube live.
I said, he sounds
I
like he's
doubt
bullshit.
that. You have no views
Okay,
on
that's
any
not
of your
doxing.
videos, dude. There's literally nobody watching anything you post ever.
So,
Actually, I can
Jarl,
see this
when did your penis fall off of your? When did your penis fall off, Jarl? When did your pussy grow in? I just want to know.
Like, if somebody was to say,
so I can hear you on your
if I
YouTube.
was to say,
channel.
let's just say somebody
Okay, then it's you, Jarl.
about somebody.
That's okay. I'm just here to record the
This
drama.
happened to me on
I got
X,
2 people
where
watching me
people
on
will let
YouTube
me know
right
in the
now.
back end, like, oh, dude, I know that person's family, like, this person has a lot of mental issues, yada, yada, yada. That's not doxing. No, you could say that's revealing information that people don't, she wouldn't want to hear. But you're
Jarl,
not
is there anything else you want to know about how I'm using my cell phones? Anything else I can help clear up for you on how to use the internet, Jarl?
Of course, I never did anything like that. But we
You
find
good,
out
Jarl?
tonight, the
You
clips
good?
never
There's
existed.
nothing else? You
They just
good?
never existed.
Yeah, I'm just so
And,
interested.
I
You're
do
like
want, I'll
really.
play some of the clips for you. I thought it was funny.
Well, I'm running for Congress. You would hope your
So now that the clips
local
don't
congressman
exist,
is an
what do you
interesting
guys say?
person coming up with innovative solutions.
Weeks of accusing me of being a doxer when I did not dox. And then today, you reveal you have no receipts. How does it feel? There's no clips. Okay.
So, Bima and Pumpkin are
I
about to
did
drop.
not, Adams, and you would have
to
to
drop
once
the
again drop.
See, Dr. Adams?
the
Dr.
receipt.
Adams is in the
Show
chat. This is awesome.
You're recording and me doxing.
Look at this. This was so. Why are you so depressed? Because again, you know that you got caught.
No, well, I mean,
You did
said I did
dox.
so,
Alan,
I mean,
literally
I'm
dating a
just asking for a
celebrity.
that's all I'm doing.
Slippers is dating a celebrity?
But,
None of
I'll
anyone's
just play some
business,
of the
but I
clips
definitely
from,
got invited to the Emmys this year. You still complaining about this
from
shit?
Space. Especially when I first came in.
For 1 hour and 40 minutes, and you got 2
Let's see.
views.
Isn't that interesting, Jarl?
I don't know. It is.
Why would I do all of this for no
Here's
views?
some of the stuff they had to say in that
I
one.
feel like. I feel like you genuinely. I don't know.
Maybe I'm an artist, Jarl.
Projects, but
Maybe I'm a great artist who's been yet to be discovered by big critics, so I can get paid for doing what I'm doing and have a huge catalog with 25,000 videos on YouTube, 25,000 videos
I
on
know, but it's my
Instagram,
fucking stage.
all over X, all over Clownhouse, Jarl. We're everywhere.
Alright. Good luck with it.
Thanks, Jarl. Take care and have a good life. Bye, Jarl.
Never have the receipts. That's the entire modus operandi of the left. They accuse, they accuse, they accuse, and then when they're actually pinned down to it, they can't produce anything. And when you produce the receipts, they outright lie.
This is very funny.
and try
All right, I
to
hope you've
lie.
enjoyed Chills and Brain Rot.
And
I'm gonna start a new room
because
then, or I'm gonna try to go to
you and I
this
share
one.
a similar thing where we call out bullshit when we see it, and we both have gotten heat. Okay, for what we've said about certain statements, whatever, and today was another day like that with me, but that's besides the point. The point is, it can be upsetting, but the fact is, that's the way it usually works. And no one is surprised that they don't have the receipts, because that's how they operate.
Yeah, I thought it was bullshit. I'm trying to sync my fucking iCloud bullshit. So I can play it on my computer. It'll take a minute. But yeah, because I got somebody who's trying to talk to me called and so yeah. You a fucking vagina. I know you like 5'5", 5'6". Motherfucker, I'm 5'11". Okay, like an average height person. I'd be a little short than average, little shorter than average, maybe in Holland, but slightly taller than average in some other countries, like the country you claim to have ancestry from.
Adams is so funny.
But I do believe that just from looking at your photos, something tells me I'm a few inches taller than you. However, I don't think you really want to talk about sexual, devious sexual activity, given the charges you've discussed before in the past. I don't have the same problems as you, bro. But yeah, you said, oh, be a man, come on, stand on the square, come debate me. Just man on man. I'm pretty sure you would be the one holding the mod badge the whole time, so let me one up you, pussy. Come on my stage, and I'll give you a mod badge while clearing my stage. Okay, literally. Okay, mano y mano. And I'm guessing, because I'm a vagina, because I wasn't going to fall for your stupid shit. I'm a pussy. Or actually, you're a big vagina. If you're going to accuse me of being a vagina for not going into your room, would be the two of us and only you had a mod badge, but I'm offering you a mod badge. I'm guessing that makes you an even bigger vagina. And also, why you know that KP and SIG wanted us to squash all of the fighting that we were having. They wanted to intervene. They weren't taking sides. and they publicly told you this and myself this. Sig said he would debate, or not debate, he would moderate the two, a sit down between the two of us. He said you flaked out. You bitched out basically. Now, why would you want a moderator? Well, that way you can't bully behind a mod badge. Hello. Going up on your stage where you're the only moderator. Is that smart? No, of course not. But you are. We all know that and let me just say this: say that you'll let Sig mod a room where it's just three of us on stage. You won't do it. The reason why is you're gonna go with narratives. He's fucking with family here. He's fucking with my kids. Okay, I'm gonna ask the same question. Just like how you admitted tonight. There's no clip. You don't have the receipts. I'm gonna say, show me the receipts. Show me where I mentioned a family member's name. Tell me one family member that I named. What did I say about your family?
You never did.
Yes, and so he's going to have to answer those questions. Because when he does his response rooms, he never addresses those questions.
Yeah, but
That's because they don't exist. That's never happened.
JB's just trying to stay relevant, dude. That's all he's doing.
Well, I know. He lost the keys to healthy debates, and now he's fuming mad. And he was grifting off of the Jews on this app, and the Jews kind of realized, just like Million Man Marathon, just like all of the other ones, you're just kind of not. And you know why you lost your admin privileges from healthy debates? It had a lot more to do with. But you ended up saying you were going to open a room about the quote-unquote Jewish mafia on Clubhouse, but then you bitched out and made a room about a different topic because you got scared. You didn't want that smoke now, did you? Because you knew, and I knew this as I caught wind of it, because I overheard people talking. And I believe that individual showed up in one of your spaces, and you know who I'm talking about. And you know he'll get you clipped faster than a motherfucker. You kind of realize you don't want that smoke. Why didn't you stand on your square? Why didn't you call out the Jewish mafia? The Jewish mafia on the air that got your account clipped. Why didn't you talk about him, Jay? Why didn't you talk about the Jewish mafia?
Because he's a coward.
Yeah, he's a fucking bitch. Yeah, the Jews, I guess, with healthy debates, I'm not going to repeat what was told to me. But, you were grifting awfully hard after October 7th, weren't you? You finally found a fucking audience that would listen to you. Then a couple of them disagree with you and you want to start running your fucking mouth about Jews. Oh, gee, why did they turn it on me? I don't know, was there a fucking weasel? Why else?
Because he crashed out and said you can shove the fucking Jews up your ass.
Apparently he's a Jew. Right. Nobody buys that.
German.
Nobody buys that he's a Jew. I guess you can identify as one just like you identified as Italian. You know what's really funny? Is that despite me completely tearing down, he's like, you guys want to look at my ancestry and stuff? Then he deflects to Brad. He says, he has like the most German last name. He's not Irish. Hey, asshole. You have to deflect because you know, and I know, you are not Italian. You're a faker. You're not some fucking Slav, swarthy Guinea, okay? That was, one of the cool kids in Brooklyn. You're just not. You weren't one of the cool thugs. You were one that had to resort to, finding really, shitty and just horrible ways to make fucking money. You're not even a gangster. Just like Ori, the guy that was locked up that was, I guess connected with the mafia. I should play that clip. JB, he wasn't a gangster. He tried coming to my places. I told him, he's not a gangster. He couldn't catch shit. They're standing 5 feet in front of him. And this is like, he's making a play on your name, Ketchikon. He's basically letting everybody know you're not a gangster, because you're not. You're a fucking bitch, punk.
Pepe And do you think it's sad that he was molested by the boogeyman?
I do go now.
Hold on.
Stop.
And then he,
Okay, you're going to the audience. Jesus Christ. First of all, you're autistic spurting. Like, Jesus Christ, dude. But then, like, you have to take it there. Like, seriously?
Pepe, I was just wondering, did Rich, are you aware, because I'm just trying to process this, he said that he let everybody know, but are you aware that he admits to orchestrating everything that happened between JB?
He's trolling.
No. He's done it because he's done it in chillism, he's done it in multiple rooms, this is what he does. And he admits to, he's admitting to it right now. He's the one who sends the articles around. He's admitted to it very seriously.
Yeah, that happened. So, I can tell you. So, I heard him take claim for that. Like, in rooms I wasn't in. Now, he was actually DMing me saying, like, dude, have you seen this article about JB? I said, dude, I knew about that years ago. But, and this was after this last bout between JB and I. No, he did not start it. We know how it started. And it was...
How did it start?
Basically, so you know Roger, right?
Right.
So, a couple of years ago, somebody had, like, I was hearing people kind of, like, talk about Roger, and, like, it references him being fat, and I was like, how do you guys know this? And he's like, oh, he used to come on here, his real name and photo. And he's like, yeah, dude, remember that podcast he did with so-and-so? He did a podcast with somebody else on the app. But he did the podcast using his real name, just like how he used to use his real name on the app. And I was like, oh, dude. So there was like a room where he was doing like a fat tax. He's like, a poll, like, should we tax fat people? And I've always thought he was an asshole and a bully, but I ended up basically thinking to myself, like, oh, dude, I've seen a picture of that motherfucker. And so I went on to YouTube. I took a screenshot of the video of his face, and then I went into his room, and then I changed it to my PTR while I was on stage. And he ended up, like, kicking me out of the room, like, a minute later. And then he like eventually left the app that day. And then I was basically, so fast forward the next day.
You didn't get that YouTube link from Rich?
No, I had this YouTube link from years ago.
Okay.
Rich had nothing to do with this. So this, I can tell you who gave it to me, but I'm not going to, because this person's not involved right now.
No, it's okay. Yeah, don't do that.
And so, no, I just had to go back and like my history, and then I could see video. And so this was a couple years ago. Because the video is about 3 or 4 years old. And so I ended up taking a screenshot from that.
Pepe, can I ask you a question?
Hold on, let me finish real quick.
Got it.
I'll let you go afterwards. And then I ended up taking a screenshot of it. Now, the next day I wake up and JB has a room about me. And he's saying that, this is where I ended up kind of going sideways with him. So I'm listening on anonymous mode, and I hear him like, this piece of shit, you gotta watch out for him. Now, he said that I had doxed, I had given away families' names, social security numbers, where he worked, and I was saying, interesting. I literally said none of those things. And so I ended up going
Roger
off.
about JB.
Roger.
Okay.
So he was trying to say, like, oh, I'm protecting my friend type of thing, because he's a doxer, and he's saying, like, and, you gotta be careful, you might think it's funny to be around somebody like Pepe, but, you just remember, he can always turn on you. And he's saying this stuff. I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? I go off of Anonymous and onto a stage, answer a few questions. Him and Nye were asking me questions. I said, nope, I didn't do it. In fact, I'm pretty sure, I think, what's his face was in the recording. Maybe you can get a recording of it, I don't know. And then I open a response room, And because, yeah, he's calling me names and accusing me of things I did not do. So I start going off on him because, like, look, you can say what you want about me. I'm somebody who would make, I would say offensive things. I would have, opinions people didn't like. I would talk about very controversial topics. That was my MO. My MO is not making people content, like a lot of the rooms do on this app. But like with him, and it was a back and forth because I ended up kind of like, he fired some shots. I started dropping like heavy artillery and going over like really his behavior and his history, and it's been back and forth ever since. But go ahead, Adams.
Hi, Pepe. Are you calm?
Oh yeah, I'm cool, dude.
Got it. So what is your issue with me?
I don't have an issue with you. I don't know why you think I have an issue with you.
Got it. So what's your issue with Jay?
JB? Oh, because like I said, it was he called me a piece of shit and said I doxed social security numbers, names, where he worked, and that kind of stuff. I believe addresses he named on that too. And he said that I've done it before in that room. And so my problem with JB is that, number one, he told lies about me because I've never done any of those things. And he was also name calling. But obviously the part that pissed me off the most was him saying like I do that to people, and he was telling people to stay clear of me. Yeah, I definitely had an issue with that.
So, I mean, looking at your history with Jay, I mean, haven't you done the things that he said that you have done?
No.
Got it. So you didn't read his criminal record and cast aspersions on his character in misrepresenting his criminal record?
I did not. I read newspaper article. I did say that there's what he was charged with. There's what he was convicted of. His conviction had something to do with prostitution, promoting prostitution.
Pimping grown women.
Amazing. Nobody said they were underage.
Right. So can we? Okay. So we can agree that none of those said victims were underage. We can agree on that, correct?
Yeah. Nobody said that. Yeah.
Okay. So when you have the likes of the rooftop Korean that comes up in here, KK, okay, and flapping her gums and doing the shit that she does, you don't think that actually gives some sort of esteem into Jay's claim as far as you guys harassing this man and creating aspersions on his character that are mechanically irresponsible and defamatory? You don't feel like you guys have done that?
To answer the question, especially regarding the quote-unquote rooftop Korean, she did not say his name, but she read a document regarding an actual conviction, not a charge, but a conviction.
Got it. And you understand that she violated California state law when she did that from stating in California soil. You understand that, right?
I am not sure why.
Right. You're not sure. And that's why I took the position that I did, right? Because again, people want to run their mouths and do the things that they do. When it comes to a standpoint of criminality, this is where I stand where I do.
But I'm confused because Ketchicon, which that account is still up, Ketchicon, if I recall correctly, that's how he made an
You're talking in circles around a bunch of shit that doesn't matter.
Yes, no, you're not letting me finish. Again, Adams, you're not letting me finish. Because I was quiet while you went. He went by Ketchicon. When I first met him, he was Ketchicon. He was very upfront about how he used to be a quote-unquote con man. He referred to himself as a former con man. he would say like, yes, you're gonna hear some stuff on this app, yada yada. He admits it. Now, quite frankly, I don't see how even that would be defaming his character, because he admits he was a former con man. This would happen even before the 2008 or 9 or whatever incident. So, okay, this kind of still falls in line with him being a former con man. So how is that defaming him? He admits he was a former con man. Wouldn't you say something that happened almost 10 years prior to the one that we all know about? It falls in line with him being a former con man?
Hey, Cleto, Matt, Mon, I'd like to say something.
Yeah, I think that you definitely said enough. So can you look at California Penal Code 653.2?
653.2?
Yeah, can you actually look that up?
Yeah,
Wait, were you talking to me, Slippers, or were you projecting?
No, I wasn't talking to you. I actually called the governor's office of the state of Illinois and I requested a mental hygiene warrant for you. Because again, you're mentally fucking ill, you're a psychopath, and you're a predator. You need to be off the fucking internet.
Well, I can tell you this, Adams, as somebody who worked with a seriously mentally ill, in this case.
Unlicensed, correct?
Unlicensed.
Correct.
But guess what?
Right.
Hold on.
There you go.
Hold on. I was the person who would have to write the petition order, and it would have to be approved by a psychiatrist and a judge. And that was basically me giving witness testimony. Now, you have severely, what is it? It's GD, greatly disabled, God damn it, I forget all of the acronyms now because it's like almost 20 years ago. Of course, threat, harm to self, harm to others, persistently acutely disabled, or
What exactly is
greatly.
your job title?
Sure. Hold on a second.